know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Today, y'all, I'm talking about maximizing your money earning. And everybody wants to make money, right? I don't care if you play ball. I don't care if you're a male, female, you're from Europe, you're from Australia, you're from the USA, the North, the South. Everybody wants to make money, right? Everybody here wants to make money. If you want to make money, tap the screen like 100 times so I know that y'all want to make money. Because if y'all want to make money, I probably shouldn't talk about this topic. All right, if y'all want to make money, just tap the screen a bunch of times. My name is Dre Baldwin, for those who don't know. I introduced myself in a second, but we're talking about maximizing your money. And the reason I put your in all capital letters is because all of us have different situations. Some of you might be an entrepreneur. Some of y'all might work a job. Some of you might not even have a job. Maybe you want to start making money. But everybody wants to make more money from whatever you're doing. If you could take everything you're doing now and just make more money doing it, is that something you'd be interested in doing? Is that something y'all interested in learning how you can do that? You the plug, that's what's up. So if you're interested in learning how you can take the stuff you're already doing, if you're already doing something that makes you money, make sure you tap the screen a bunch of times. Tap the screen like 100 times. It'll take you like 30 seconds. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today. For those who don't know me, and for those who do, introducing myself real quick, my name is Dre Baldwin. Many know me as Dre All Day. My company's called Work On Your Game, or Work On Your Fucking Game. That's what that F stands for. And my background is as a professional athlete. Played basketball overseas 9 years after playing Division III college and barely even playing in high school. Thank you for those 100 hearts. Barely even played in high school. I come from the city of Philadelphia. It might be snowing in Philly today. I don't know because I ain't in Philly. I moved to South Florida because of the weather. That's really why I moved to South Florida, because of the weather. I went to school at Penn State. That's another piece of information that you may or may not care about. Right now, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a professional speaker. I'm author of 5 books. My expertise is in social media, marketing, branding, all this online stuff. I do a lot of stuff online. I got my own website. I blog. I make thousands of YouTube videos. I do all this social media stuff. And also the secret sauce of everything, which is the mental game. Confidence, belief, getting the success principles right, setting your goals properly, and making sure that your actions and your thoughts are aligned with each other. Because if they're not aligned, you're not going to get the right results. So those are the things that I focus on. And today we're talking about how did I market my books through doing stuff like this, Periscope, and telling people that I had a book out. When I start telling people on Periscope that I had books, I start selling more books. That's a true story. But anyway, what I'm going to do today, we're going to talk about maximizing your money making, because all of us, as I said, want to make more money from what we're already making. We maybe want to do more, maybe want to do less. Maybe we need to change some things we're doing. Maybe we need a different strategy. So I'm going to tell you 3 things that are going to help you start making more money on top of what you're doing right now. If you're doing something. Now, if you're doing nothing, you're not going to make more money doing nothing. But if you're already doing something, I'm going to tell you some ways to optimize how you make that money, because the biggest challenge we all have is not that we don't know things we could do to make more money. We all know what we could do. The problem is there's only 24 hours in a day. The problem is there's only so much energy we have as humans. The problem is there are only so many different places one person could be at the same time. All right, shout out Coach Vinny, whoever Coach Vinny is. Shout out to him. Vinny Del Negro. Shout out to Vinny Del Negro. But anyway, all right. So we're going to talk about how you can make more money with the same 24 hours in a day you got, with the same knowledge, skills, and expertise you got. Now, some caveats. Of course, if you put in more work in less time, you can get more money. Of course, if you do some different things, you can make more money. And of course, if you're not doing anything right now, nothing I say is going to make you money. You should probably stop watching this. It's going to make some money. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to take questions at the end. So if you have questions, hold your questions. If you got questions about me personally, I'm going to talk about myself a little bit in these, but questions that I can answer specifically for your situation, hold those questions, and I will answer those at the end of this scope. The end is going to be when I'm done with these. So make sure you hold your questions and get them ready. All right, number one thing we're talking about here is maximizing your money. And these are the things I'm going to tell you here just to let y'all know. Sometimes I may tell you something that may seem simple. It may seem like, oh, well, I heard that before, or I read that in a book before, or, I know this other speaker, he said that, or somebody told me that 3 weeks ago. I might tell you something that you've heard before, but there's a difference between hearing something and actually taking something and using it. So what I do when I work with people as a coach or consultant is not just give them information, because you can get information for free. I take information, organize it, and show you how to apply it in a way that you'll actually use it and get a result out of it. My aim is to get you results from the information, not just give you information. So I am not a motivational speaker. I am a speaker, but I'm not a motivational speaker, because motivation is like putting gas in a car and putting your foot on the gas pedal. You'll go fast and you'll go hard, but where the hell are you going? I'm like the steering wheel. So I'm going to show you not only, you need some gas, you got to press on the gas at some point, but I'm going to show you not only how to go hard and go far, but to actually go in the direction that you're going to get to where you got to go. Everybody understand that? If you understand that, please tap the screen for the hearts as we get right into this. Enough with the introductions. Number one thing you need to do to maximize your money, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very simple thing, but a lot of people don't even think about it, is this. You must know what activities, look at your activity over the last 30 days and ask yourself, which of these activities is actually making me money? Know what those are, and then only do those activities. I'm going to repeat that one more time because this is a point that a lot of people don't get. This is a point that I hadn't even thought about until I started coming up with these concepts. This is it. Know what activities over the last 30 days, which activities have made you money? Which activities actually make you money? All right, we got to get rid of this guy. All right, we'll get rid of him if we got to. Know what activities are making you money or leading to you making money, and only do those activities. Y'all understand that? All right, we got rid of him. And so some people say, well, what about practicing for it? Let me give you an example for myself. People always ask me, Dre, how you make money? What is it that you do? I tell you 3 things that I do to make me money. 3 things. Recording, writing, and I'm on the phone. Those 3 things make me money. Now, if I go to the gym and lift weights, I do that because it helps my body feel better. It helps my mind feel good. I go to sleep because the human body needs sleep. Maybe you need sex. Maybe you got to eat dinner. Those are things that you got to do. Maybe you got to drink water and take a shower. Everything that I do is going to make me money. I would say will come probably from one of those 3 things. Recording, writing, I'm on the phone. If I'm on the phone, I'm selling myself to somebody. I'm booking something. I'm talking to a client. I'm doing something that's maybe I'm setting up a meeting that I end up driving to the meeting. So driving doesn't make me money, but driving to the meeting and what I do at the meeting will make me money. Recording, this act of recording right here, Periscope is not paying me to do this recording. But there's a bunch of people watching this. You are paying me attention. And when you pay attention to me, you're like, all right, I like what this guy says. And then maybe after you listen to me every day for the next 30 days, you might say, you know what, I want to know more about this guy. Let me go buy his book. So that's going to sell me a book. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily everything you do directly, you get paid at the exact moment you finish doing it. But everything you do needs to either get you paid or directly lead to an activity to get you paid. So for example, I made a bunch of videos on YouTube, and YouTube inherently didn't pay me for making the video, but when I made the video, somebody said, oh, why don't you make a training program? So I made a training program, people bought the training program. So every activity that you do should somehow, some way lead to you making money. And if it doesn't, stop doing it. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. So number 1, look back on your last 30 days, ask yourself what activities made you money or led to you making money, and do those activities only, or prioritize those activities. So often players ask me, athletes especially, say, how can you can get paid? Yes, you can get paid to YouTube. I mean, inherently, like YouTube didn't give me a check just because I made the video is what I'm saying. Now, when the ads come in and all that, then you can get paid. That's a different story. But what I mean is just making the video itself, they didn't pay me just to record the video because anybody can do that. It's the content that people saw value in, they get you paid. You understand what I'm saying? But that's a different conversation. So you must know what gets you paid, what makes you money, and those are the things you prioritize. So when you start your day and you're trying to figure out how to set your day up, the number 1 things that get scheduled in, because remember, we're not doing to-do lists anymore, right? No more to-do lists. Use a calendar because it's finite. You only got 24 hours to fill it in. You must prioritize the things that will make you money. Not anything else gets prioritized. Once those things are scheduled in, then you can put in all the other bullshit that's not making you no money. So number 1, know what makes you money and prioritize that thing. Number 2, this is an important thing that, especially for entrepreneurs, it's hard for a lot of entrepreneurs to get this point and actually start using this point. Everybody gets it, but nobody uses it. Not everybody uses it. Number 2 is this: eliminate or outsource. Outsource any necessary activities, eliminate unnecessary activities that someone else can do. For example, if there are activities, let's say somebody needs to follow up on somebody that you're trying to close a deal with. A follow-up needs to happen. A follow-up email needs to be sent. You need to send an email out to your mailing list. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can outsource that to somebody else, i.e. a personal assistant, i.e. a virtual assistant. And the thing is, often when you tell people get an assistant, they're like, well, an assistant costs money. That's the number 1 objection. You can get a virtual assistant for very cheap, ladies and gentlemen. You could pay like $30 a month and get a virtual assistant to do 5 to 10 tasks for you over the course of a month. 5 tasks will save you some time. If each task takes 20 minutes and they do 5 or 6 tasks, you just saved yourself 2 hours for $30. Now, is 2 hours of your life worth $30? That basically means, are you worth $15 an hour? If the answer is yes, then that means you should get an assistant. Everybody get that? So you need to take, this is what one of my mentors told me. She said, Dre, you first of all think of how much you think your time is worth for an hour. If somebody wanted to buy an hour of Dre, how much would they have to spend? An hour of your day, whatever they want to do, but they got to pay you for it. How much is that? And when you come up with that number, this is what the next thing you do. When you're doing an activity that somebody else could do, ask yourself this question. If you're wary about hiring somebody, could I hire somebody for less than my number? So let's say your number is $1,000. Let's say I said, if you want an hour of my time, it costs you $1,000, right? So if I'm doing some task like responding to some emails that I could have an assistant respond to if I told them how to, I ask myself, can I pay somebody and train them for less than $1,000 an hour to do what I'm doing right now? If the answer is yes, then you need to hire an assistant. If the answer is no, then you need to do it. Everybody understand what I just said? If that makes sense, please tap the screen for the hearts. You decide how much your time is worth. And if you can hire somebody for less than that amount, you need to hire them because you're making money. Because if I had to pay an assistant, let's just use fat numbers to make sense. If I had to pay, if my time is an hour, $1,000 an hour, and I had to pay an assistant $100 an hour for 2 hours of work, guess what? During that 2 hours that they're doing things that I don't have to do, now my 2 hours is free to go make $1,000 per hour. So that means I spent $200 for 2 hours, but I made $2,000. So my net is $1,800. Everybody catch what I just said there. If you are going to be an entrepreneur, or you are already an entrepreneur, you have to start thinking this way. Don't always think in terms of the bottom line, like I don't want to spend money on things. Because if you don't spend money, if it's hard for you, Grant Cardone said this in one of his books, if it's hard for you to part with money to give to somebody else to get stuff done, it's going to be very hard for other people to part with money to give to you to sell your products or services or whatever it is that you're doing. If you are cheap, people are going to be cheap with you. If you are willing to give and you're willing to make stuff happen with your money, people are going to be willing to make stuff happen with their money and give it to you. So you can't be cheap and expect people not to people be generous with their money when they're dealing with you. You understand that? The network question, we'll get to that. Hold that to the end. So number two step is this. Eliminate or outsource necessary activities. Now, if there's an activity that you absolutely don't need to be doing, is not necessary, stop doing it. And this is step number 3. Step number 3 to maximize your money is this. Your money earning is this. Stop doing shit that does not make you money. If you're doing something that is not making you money, why are you doing it? That's the number 1 question. Number 2, stop doing it. Doesn't even matter what the answer to number 1 is. Number 2, stop doing it. Anything that is not making you money, stop doing it. Those are time-wasting activities. We all know things we do to waste time. Anything is not necessary. All right, you don't make money sleeping, but you need to sleep. You don't make money eating lunch, but you have to eat lunch. You don't make money maybe when you go and run 2 miles every morning, but you need to do it because you need a healthy physical body. I get those things. So understanding that stuff. Exactly. Like watching TV, reading a soap opera magazine. Anything that's not making you money and is not necessary for your life, for your well-being, stop doing it. Now that sounds very simple, right? But a lot of people, if you watch anybody over the course of a 24-hour day, you'll see a lot of people doing a lot of shit that makes them no money, right? Hanging around on the block with your friends. Exactly. Oh, I appreciate that, Pipe 32. I'm glad this is value. That's what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Deliver value to people. So anything that's not making you money, stop doing it. So let me review all 3. And if you got questions, get ready with your questions. Here it is. Number 1, identify the things that actually make you money. Look for recreational activities that help you. What do you mean by that? Be more specific in that question. Number 1, identify the things that actually get you money. Identify the things that you do that make you money and prioritize those things. If you have not prioritized doing those things, you shouldn't be doing anything else. Number 1 thing you schedule in a day, for example, for me, is recording, writing on the phone. Those are 3 things I schedule. I schedule time to do those 3 things. If there's no more time left, then guess what? I ain't doing nothing else. You got me? I'm not doing nothing else until those 3 things are done. After those are done, then I could talk to you. Then I could go do that thing. Then I might come by your networking event. Oh I might support your online webinar. After I prioritize the 3 things that's going to make me money. So prioritize the things that make you money. Do those first. Number 2, eliminate unnecessary activities and outsource necessary stuff that somebody else can do. So if you can get somebody else to do it, I can't hire somebody to do this. Like, I can write down everything that I want to say. I can't hire somebody to deliver it the way I do it. So I have to do this. But let's say I wanted somebody to edit it, possibly, I can hire somebody to edit the video. Y'all get what I'm saying? If there's a way that I can show them how to do it, make a system. So outsource things that need to be done but don't have to be done by you. And number 3, stop doing stuff that's not making you money. If it's not making you money, you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, if your goal is to make money. Now, if your goal was to do something else, then I guess you could do whatever. But if your goal is to make money, why would you do something that's not making you no money? That makes no sense, does it? Now, anybody got any questions, go ahead and post your questions. This is Dre all day, you talking to, for those who came in. How do I stop procrastinating and stop having second thoughts? I did a scope about procrastinating. This on YouTube. You go to YouTube, look up my name, Dre Baldwin, and the word procrastination, you'll see it. What are the things that make you money isn't making you any money at the moment? What do you mean? Be specific. You make money off Periscope. I addressed that earlier in the scope. Did you see that when I talked about that? Periscope itself doesn't pay me. Periscope doesn't pay me for doing this stream right now, but everybody that's watching is paying attention to me. You get what I'm saying? You see the metaphor? They're paying attention to me. So maybe they'll follow me. Maybe they'll go get my book for free, buy a game off my website. And at that point, then I can market you a product. Maybe you'll buy a book after you watch 40 of these. I'm 12. How can I make money? Go to Costco with 20 bucks, buy Skittles and sell them for $1 at school. I didn't see that last question that you posted. Whoever posted the question right before that. What games do I have? What do you mean? What kind of games you talking about? I don't have any games. What games? You mean like Monopoly? Video games? What if you don't have money to outsource it? Where do you find cheap outsourcing? You can go online. Just look up virtual assistants. Look up virtual assistants and you'll see 1,000 different results. And if you outsource to like the Philippines or India, you can get them for extremely cheap. The thing is that their comprehension of English is not always good, so you have to be very clear in your instructions. Can I use the same idea to become a better ball player? Of course you can. How does the whole passion thing fit in if your passion does not make money? Well, this whole scope is for people. This is for making money. This is for you to make money. Games, now I make programs online. So if you go to hoophandbook.com, I got programs for basketball players. And on my website, Dre All Day, I got 3 programs coming: Bulletproof Mindset, Get the Girl, and People Skills. Should you stop because you aren't making money right now? Not necessarily. I mean, as long as you can, of course, support it through something else that makes you money. So if you're doing something that's not making you money, but you want it to make you money, you should keep working on it because it's going to make you money. If it's going to make you money, then of course you keep working on it. But at the same time, if you want to maximize, remember what the title of the scope is: maximizing your money earning. So I'm talking about the things that are going to maximize your money earning. So if your goal is to maximize the amount of money you're earning, these are the steps to follow. Now, there are things you can work on that don't make you money at first. Of course, nothing's going to make you money the first day. Not always. You want to play basketball but a parent who doesn't have one, what do you need money to play basketball for? You don't. Why do you need money? Outsourced on Fiverr is true. Yeah, if you outsource on Fiverr, listen, understand that you usually get what you pay for in life. In business, if you pay a little bit, you're going to get a little bit of results. That's just how it goes. So if you want better results, you got to pay more. What about volunteer work, coaching for underprivileged? Hey, you can still do that. I'm not saying don't do it. We're talking about maximizing your money earnings. So when it comes to making money, when you're thinking about making money, these are the steps. You ever find yourself becoming distracted by things that don't make you money? I aim not to. That's why I do scopes like this, where I'm sharing how to not to get distracted. No doubt, pay $5. Oh yeah, $5 for a logo. You might as well did it yourself. Money for the team. What do you mean? The volunteer work? Oh, money to get on the basketball team. You don't need your parent to make you money. How old are you? And if you're not sure it's going to make the money, then it was a waste of time. No, not at all. It's not for anyone else to determine what's a waste of time for you, because your time is your time. So you have to, first of all, decide what would be worth your time. Can you do volunteer work? Can you do a passion project that doesn't pay? Of course you can do that. Of course. But when it comes to you maximizing your money earning, these are the steps that you need to take to make sure you do that. Now, are there other things in life that are important besides maximizing money earning? Of course. I'm not saying don't do anything else. I'm saying when it comes to maximizing money, these are the things that you need to do. If I'm speaking too fast, you need to listen a little faster, so I have to slow down for you to catch up. All right, anybody else got any questions? The player who was talking about their parent doesn't have any money. Why do you need your parents to have money for you to make the basketball team? That don't make no sense. If you old enough to type on Periscope, then that means you're old enough to ask somebody, yo, you want to buy a Snickers bar? And sell it. What's the smartest thing a basketball player can invest his money on? You can invest your time, which is more valuable than money, into working on your game and getting good. Because if you can't play, you ain't no basketball player. You just need a ball and a hoop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. S6 bins. I ain't put the last word in there. So if you 16, listen, go to Costco with 20 bucks, buy a pack of potato chips or bottled water or Gatorade or candy. It's going to be like 20 of them in the pack. It's going to cost you like $6, and go sell them for $1 a piece or $2 or $5, whatever you can get. You're going to make a profit, and then just keep doing it over and over and over again. Yeah, candy, potato chip man, the pretzels man, the cookies man, the bottled water man, the Gatorade man. You could be all those things. You could sell roses, sell them to the men to give to the girls that they like. It was suggested pay a consultation fee to promote my book. No, you don't need to pay a consultation fee to promote a book. If you want to promote a book, this is what you do. Get on social media, deliver value. Since you're writing a book, you must know something. Deliver value that's in the book on free platforms like this, where people can see it and see that you got something of value. And then you tell those people about your book and let them go buy it. The people who have seen value in what you deliver. You don't have to pay anybody to promote a book. And books are not written for people to make money anyway. Books are a tool for you to share information. How did I get so smart? Experience. I got smart through experience, doing things. I do read a lot. I listen to other people who are smart, but I also take the things that I read and hear and I go apply them. That's how I learn. I'm happy now. I need to start thinking on my own. Yeah, absolutely. At your age, definitely don't use your parents. Your parents don't need to be subsidizing your basketball. The only thing you should pay for, listen, the only 3 things your parents owe you is food, clothing, and shelter. That's it. They don't owe you basketball. I want to use the knowledge from the books to apply it to make money. Yeah, that's what you should do. If you read a book, don't just read a book and do nothing with the information. It's worthless. You got to take the knowledge that you get from a book and actually go do something with it. That's what makes it valuable. You read a book and do nothing with what you learned, and you just waste the time. And the thing is, you want to clear your mind. A lot of times entrepreneurs get cluttered minds because they I got 1,000 things to do. But if you just narrow down to things that are only making you money, then you got clarity of mind. She can't even do that. All right, well, you can do that too then. And guess what? On your tombstone, when you die, you want your tombstone to say, hey, he would have been great, but his mom didn't pay for anything. You don't want to say that on your tombstone, right? Somebody stole your 50th law book, hey, go get another one. So you got to, well, they didn't steal it then. If they ain't giving it back, that means you know who did it. So that means you gave it to them. What's the best way to network? I mean, getting behind the level of your friends. Best way to network, where are you at? What's your situation? What kind of networking are you trying to do? I'll give you some specific information. Randomly tuned in positive person. Well, I appreciate that. Who is that? Fast Cash Ash. That's what's up, Ash. I appreciate you. Where you at? What kind of business you in, Ash, that you making fast cash? I like fast cash. We talking about making money, so tell us what it is. Tell us how we can make some fast cash, Ash. Off topic. You made a video about the guy Raph from your book. I might have. You look up the Dre stories. Retail? Okay. All right, shout out to Fast Cash. Where you checking in from? Shout out to everybody who's watching the scope right now. This is Dre Baldwin. Y'all watching, author, entrepreneur, speaker, basketball player, blogger, YouTuber, social media extraordinaire. All right, shout out to everybody in Maryland. Is it bad if you can't read something by your own and ask for help? Not at all. Asking for help is a shortcut. It's a shortcut for you to get somewhere that you might not have been able to get yourself. Network, medical, I didn't see all that. Medical something. Eliminate things that have nothing to do with your aspirations. Exactly, you got it. And you probably already knew that, right? Do I hoop? Yes, my background, pro athlete. I'm from Philadelphia, started playing when I was 14, barely played in high school, walked on in college, played D3, played overseas 9 years, 8 different countries. You can read about all that on my website. DreAllDay.com is my website. And you can read my first book, Buy a Game, that tells you the early story. That's free on my website. Trying to network for a medical internship. You're in high school though. Do you know where you want to intern at? Have you talked to your guidance counselor at school? You want to become a music producer? You don't have the proper connections. Have you started producing music? Have you produced any music yet, Ash? If you have, you need to get the music into the hands of people who can use it. Do I sell those shirts? Yes, I do. They have hoophandbook.com. Hoop, like a basketball hoop. Handbook, like handbook. All one word. Hoophandbook.com. Click on the link that says merchandise. So if you're a music producer, number one thing is you need to go to where the musicians are at. So if I'm a music producer, let's say I want to have, Lil Wayne, this shirt, $20 to $25, something like that. Go to the website, it'll show you. I don't know the exact numbers, like 22, 23, something like that. Selling nuts and dry fruits, how would you maximize it? Selling as many people as possible. How many times a day are you asking people to buy? Take that number and multiply it by 10 and ask that many people to buy every single day. Are you selling online? You selling in person? Where you selling at? Me versus Eric Thomas in a fight, who wins? Oh, Eric Thomas is a good dude. I doubt we'd be fighting. Was film important to market yourself as a pro? Absolutely, because if you're talking to somebody overseas who can't see you play in person, then the only way they're going to know you can play is to watch a film. So it's essential. It's basically your resume. So you know how you need a resume to get a job? You need film to play basketball. Why you stopped playing overseas? Wasn't it fun? Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to play for the rest of my life. There's other things I wanted to do. Other opportunities. I wanted to do stuff like this. Periscope, entrepreneurship, writing, reading, putting out books, being a businessman. So those other things I wanted to do. Being an athlete is a full-time business. Professional sports is a full-time job. It is not part-time. It's all day. Most of your day. Let's see. How can I get what? As you say, taller? Is pre-sale for your books still available? You had some deal. Well, there's no pre-sale because they're already out. So you can't pre-buy something that's already released. Where can I find your apparel? Hoophandbook.com. Do I record myself practice or only use game footage to promote myself? I use a little bit of practice, but game footage is very important. Do I still hoop competitively? No, not that much. Not like I used to. Because if I want to hoop competitively, I need to be in my best shape, and that takes a commitment. Wish I was a little taller. I was selling something like a seminar. I got programs. You talking about the programs? Yes, I'm still doing those. So go to dreallday.com. At the top of the screen, the menu, you'll see where it says programs. Just click on that and you'll see them. It's right there. That's right, hoophandbook.com. You got the link right. And then there's a link on the left that says merchandise. Click on that and you'll see shirts like this. You'll see the hat, all that stuff. The hat is $35. The shirts is like I said, no more than $25, I think. Something like that. Y'all know how much t-shirts cost. All right, can I take any more questions before we wrap this one up? This is Dre Baldwin. You talking to Dre All Day. Y'all watch me for the first time. Make sure you follow me here on Periscope. Go get my books, dreallday.com/Amazon or /iBooks. Polyester gear, I don't know. I don't know my fabrics well enough to even tell you. When does my next book come out? My next book is going to be The Mirror Motivation Part 2. That'll be out in March. I'm still writing. We still writing on that. I just made another sale. That's what's up. You're right. It does work. I already knew it worked. I projected that idea out to you. Napoleon Hill talks about that. When it comes to hitting the gym, how many days do I recommend is it important? If you're an athlete, if you want to be a pro, 7 days a week. Don't mean you got to do the same thing every day, but you need to be in the gym because an athlete's product is their body. So it's every day. Even if you're not an athlete, I still go to the gym every day. I mean, I ain't trying to go sign with no team, but I still go to the gym because it's what I like doing. It makes me feel good, makes me look good, makes me perform good. Selling in kiosk shopping mall, any interesting concept. Stop every single person that walks by. I know you're going to get ignored 90% of the time, but do it. Stop every single person that walks past you all day. If you're selling at a kiosk at the mall. You know, they used to be more aggressive. You know, the kiosk people at the mall, they stop you when you walk by, try to put some lotion on your hands. They used to be more aggressive. When it's pro ball, was it hard mentally? No, it wasn't hard. It was fun. I was doing what I wanted to do. It's crazy. I'm trying to go pro, but I need rest. Yeah, that's why you sleep at night. I didn't say all day. I said every day. The difference between doing something all day and doing something every day. You can go to the gym for 2 hours a day. You still got 22 hours to rest. So I think that's plenty of time. What college would I go to for a basketball scholarship, Kentucky or Michigan? It would depend on more factors than just the school. I probably want to go to like UM or USC. I need somewhere where it's warm with some palm trees. Michigan too cold. In Kentucky, I didn't think the weather was that great either. But it'd be other factors besides just the school, like who's on the team, who's the coach, did they recruit me, do they want me, did they offer me a scholarship, all those things. Am I gonna have a chance to play right away? And all that stuff will factor in. So I wouldn't just go off the schools itself. And I don't really watch college basketball anyway, so I'm probably not a good person to ask that question. New York mad cold right now. Yeah, I heard. All right, I'm wrapping up, ladies and gentlemen. Get my books at dreallday.com/Amazon. That's the link in my bio. I'm looking for some people who want to do business too. You want to work? There's a link on my website, dreallday.com/biz, B-I-Z, dreallday.com/biz. How do you get taller and jump higher? dreallday.com/jump, J-U-M-P. No doubt. Work for me or with me. I got some opportunities. Go to dreallday.com/biz. You'll see it. There's a link on my website. Just go to dreallday.com/biz. It's right there. Work on your game. We out of here. Make sure you get my first book, Buy a Game. It is free. Click the link right here below in the video description. I'm on all your favorite social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. All the links are right down here below. It's either Dre Baldwin or Dre All Day on each one of those sites. And make sure you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button down there and the thumbs up like button. Subscribe so you catch all the new content. I work on your game. Dre all day.